And what's happening? We trapping. Hey, we back trapping, man. Boss land, type vibes, what's going on? I'm happy to be back. I took a little day off, man, but we back to work, baby. Let's get it. Shout out to everybody rocking on the channel. Shout out to Double R, Miss Peaches, Langford, Tyler, Michael Lockhart, Fish the Buzzer, Beat 82. So over it, you know. Shout out to my people, Michael Lockhart. Yeah, we in the building, man. Miss Elder Lockhart. Shout out to everybody rocking, man. Make sure y'all hit that like and share for the squad. It will not charge a card. We're finna go and get into this content, man. We got a jam-packed show today. You know what I'm saying? So I hope everybody's having a good morning. Let's go and get into it. What's happening? We got Boss Cowboy Sports in the building. You know it's boss land type vibes, man. We trap bosses over here. Trap. What's happening with you, sir?
What's up, boss? What's up, landlord?
What's going on? Yeah, all right, man. What's going on?
Man, I told you I had a headache, man. So you see I'm over here tripping, man. If I need you to carry the baton for me, I'm already calling you my name. You're calling my name your name.
Yeah. Players mess up too, you know. You remember when Day jumped out the car with the seatbelt on? We still
you know players mess up.
Yeah, players mess up too. Shout out to Miss Zena. You know we got that fried bologna out there for you now. You already know that. Hey, boss, what's more southern than a fried bologna sandwich, man? Let me know.
Ooh.
What you need? What you need? Like a I don't know. Some pig feet or something. I don't know what you need. I don't know what's more southern than a fried bologna sandwich, man. I don't know.
Man, I was trying to beat you. I can't beat that.
You can't beat that fried bologna.
I was really thinking, bro.
Some soul food, maybe, but you know
it's
what I'm
saying? I mean, you know. But see, that ain't, because see, soul food is a delicacy to us.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you go there on Sunday, right? You go there when you dressed up and looking good, right? You know, that's a special treat spot. But bologna is the survival meat.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean?
That's trapped out right now.
Oh, that's trapped out. And this ways to make that bologna cook.
Yeah, that's trapped out right now. But I forgot to say, if y'all can get in touch with, what's his name? Richard Coleman. He's a winner. I don't think he tapped into the channel like that, man. But he got to tap in. And so he can get his T-shirt. So if y'all know how to get in touch with Richard Coleman, make sure y'all tell him report to the trap now. He got to get his prize. But let's get into the content, man. Okay. Bam. We got Cowboys EVP, Stephen Jones, our top five linemen, Tyron Smith, Tyler Smith, Tyler Biotis, Terrence Steele, Zach Martin, really felt if we're going to get your best five who have played in the league, those are our best five. We'll see what happens there. And then he says, Stephen Jones says, doesn't see Micah Parsons' position, DE/D lineman, impacting his next contract. No, Micah is a great player. He's a great defensive football player. Whether he gets 10-plus sacks a year at linebacker or defensive end, I don't think it's a big deal. Micah is kind of a hybrid player. That's what makes him great. He's versatile. So according to the top five, the five, that's what we're going to talk about right now, though. So, what you feeling about this five, Mr. Boss Cowboy Sports? What you thinking about it?
Well, it's calming my nerves a lot to kind of understand even more why they passed up on so many guards in this draft, right?
Yeah.
So obviously those of us who really want to win a championship did not look over that, right?
Yeah.
Because that's a very, very big deal, especially when you look at the biggest opponents that we likely getting ready to face. So it's a lot of clues now that is really kind of growing even more, showing that the best five theory is the reason for it and the primary reason for it. So we heard Coach Solara talk about it. Then we now heard Michael Gilkin referencing Solara and talks in the building about the best five. Now we just had Stephen Jones put the full hammer on the best five. So the best five theory is the way that they're going to go about trying to solidify that offensive line. And, you know, some might argue that that's not the best way. Some might say we should have just got a guard. But the way that they're going about it is basically saying that we feel like we have enough good football players to go into the season and make it happen. So I'm feeling a lot better with these rumors that's coming out, and is now making the draft makes more sense to me.
Yeah, that's a good point, man. I'm all for the best five, but you kind of had me alarmed the last time we did our show because you was like, was La'el Collins the best five? You know what I'm saying? That was a good question. So when you put it into that perspective, I think we at least have a clear best five this time around. You know what I'm saying? With La'el, it was a little battle with Tyron Steele, but it's clear that who the best five is. Now, where they assemble these best five, that is the question. You know what I'm saying? That's what's concerning to me.
See, let's talk about that. See, because you are going back in time to 2021 where we had an opportunity for best five, but it was a split. It was a divide. And I think the front office was the main reason for the divide, because I've spoke about on my channel at times the Dallas Cowboys can be what I call reverse cheap. So if they pay for you, they're going to really force usage for you. So some people had that problem when it was Zeke versus Pollard, right?
Yeah.
I think we were seeing that same problem when it was La'el versus Steele. They paid for La'el, so they wanted to get the usage out of La'el. So it was a divide. It was a divide, in my opinion, from front office. It was also a divide from the fans. So this time is better because there's no divide. It was a divide even in 2021. Was even best five even a smart option? Because they could have implemented best five in 2021. Maybe it wouldn't have worked because of the hip issue with La'el. But a lot of us wanted to see a real best five. And a real best five then had the potential of having La'el at left guard and then keeping Steele at right, especially because La'el was a fish in water and had a real good rookie season. Now, some people might argue, was he better than what was the other guard?
Talking about that back then?
Yeah.
Was it Connor Williams?
No. It was a debate on whether La'el, when he first played, was better than Leary, right?
Oh, okay. Leary.
So, but it was no question that La'el was better than Connor Williams.
Yeah.
You know, if his hip would have held up. And that would have gave us a better chance at facing San Fran. A strong right tackle in Steele, who was playing amazing even in 2021. Now, a lot of people weren't saying it then. They came around in 2022. But in 2021, he was just as good, just as dominant. He was imposing his will on the run, just like he was doing in 2022. It was hardly any differences. He didn't give up any sacks on the right side against great competition. So it was one of those things to where now they are embracing it going into training camp, which gives us a better chance of getting that whole best five resolved before game one.
Yeah, I do have more confidence in us because, like I said, it's more of a clear best five, and it's kind of hard to evaluate it to me because we don't know. We got ideas, but we don't know exactly how this O-line coach want to operate either. You know what I'm saying? Because he's new.
Right.
So we'll have to see how that work out. But I'm confident in the guys we have. Like, all we need is a good spin of luck on Tyron Smith. You know, that's all I'm hoping for. Like, if Tyron straight, we'll be good. Well, at least let him be good down the stretch. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's asking too much.
Right. And see, on to that point, you were showing that clip of Tyron Smith on the right side, which was one of the earlier voluntary practices.
Yeah.
So that's an indication of what the plan is. Like you was, in the very beginning of the show, you was showing that clip. So do you still have that clip up of where Tyron Smith about a month ago was playing and practicing in the right tackle?
Yeah.
Because you can see they assimilating a pull drill. It's really clear in your face what they're doing. All those guys are obviously pulling. You can see all the shoulders turn, having that pull motion. But you can also see it's the order of how they likely going to be lined up.
Fact.
Where you see Tyron Smith on the right tackle, and then you obviously that's the right tackle because the glue to the right side being Zach Martin is sitting there obviously at right guard, and then the giveaway to that is who he's playing next to in this drill, and that's Tyler Biadasz.
Yeah.
So you can see that the plan is already in effect. This best 5 plan is already, even before the draft, was something that they obviously was considering. They kept it under wraps, and it was a part of the draft strategy and why they picked Mozzie. This is why they said they had the depth at guard. It's forcing them to be creative, but I do get it. Yeah. And the concern with right tackle with Tyron Smith does make sense because now a lot of our fans want him to play the left tackle.
I do. I'm kind of on that side with it. Cause okay, what about where they gonna put Terrence Steele at then? Or they count Terrence Steele as being hurt? You know what I'm saying?
And see, that's the mystery that nobody's discussing, and I call that wee woo thing. It's wee woo going on.
Yeah.
Because they keep saying he's ahead of schedule, but they never say what the original schedule return date is. So that gives me kind of some trepidations that they're being honest. It shows me that it's some kind of like secondhand guessing kind of going on, where they don't really want to disclose what the real plan of Steele is, because if they really said what the original return date was, then ahead of schedule will make a whole lot more sense. Yeah. It doesn't at this point because we don't know what the original date is. So I'm assuming that they loaded up at the depth at guard because they're assuming that they're going to have to first, at the beginning of the season, have a Band-Aid. That's what I'm assuming. Yeah. That they're going to have a Band-Aid somewhere on that offensive line, but they're hoping that it's going to matriculate into a real solid top 5 as they get into the main parts of the season. That's what I'm anticipating them trying to handle this.
Yeah. So that's the only thing that's in question to me, because like I would much rather. I know it's just a personal pet peeve of mine, so forgive me. But and I just said I took a stance until I see Tyron Smith be a bad left tackle. Don't do my boy bad, man. I think he earned that right. Now, of course, he got on the right side last year and was okay, and then he got better down the stretch. But, like, I'm just saying, bro, if he's a legendary left tackle, and when I see with my own eyes him being a bad left tackle, then I'd be like, okay, he don't need to be there. That's my only thing about it. And I feel like it's easier to slide Tyler into guard. He's played guard before. So I just don't want to reassemble and, rearrange everything just because they don't know about Steele or something like that. Because if you play Tyron at left tackle, I still feel like you'll probably get the better Tyron Smith. I don't know if that's true. But I think Tyron at left tackle is still better than Tyron at right tackle. I could be wrong.
Well, see, your plan, I'm super cool with your plan if Steele gonna be ready by week 1.
Yeah, if Steele ready, that's what I'm saying. I think it's an easy fix. You just put Tyron back at left tackle because I told you, to be fair, that was our plan coming into last season. We wasn't putting Tyler Smith at left tackle yet. He was a left guard. So if that was your projected line, and then you didn't want to mess up the chemistry going into last year, right? When after Tyron came back, you didn't want to mess up Tyler, growth at the time or the chemistry of the team. That's what I was feeling like. That's the reason they put him at right tackle, because they didn't want to disturb the growth and the chemistry of the O-line. So if that's the case, you got a whole nother offseason. You got a whole nother year coming. If that was your ideal starting 5, put your boy back where you had him at. That's what I'm saying. But the left tackle spot is iffy though. It is iffy because that's the most important spot on the line. So I get it.
Yeah, and so the issue and the reason why I believe that they don't want to put Tyron Smith at the left and go with that plan is, first of all, he surrendered left tackle.
Oh, okay.
He went to front office and said, I want to go play the right and keep that young bull on the left.
Oh, okay. So I thought it was a front office decision. Yeah.
He did it himself.
Okay.
He went to them. That was his plan. Because, see, that when Steele went down, he was like, "Hey, when I come back, I'm gonna take that right tackle. We're not gonna play with the young bull. Let's keep that young bull trending up." And that young bull, Tyler Smith, was trending up at left tackle. So, Tyron surrendered it. That's the first thing that happened. Number two, I do like right tackle for Tyron Smith, because I'm assuming likely he go get injured again. I don't hope it on him. I don't wish it on him. I'm not saying and declaring that it's going to happen. I'm not going to do that. But if I'm looking at history and the trend of history, that is likely to happen, and I can say that. And if it's likely to happen, then that makes one of the guys at the bottom you're next up in line. And then when you ask that question, that will probably be Matt Waletzko. And so, especially when they talk to Solari, they said one of the most important traits for an offensive lineman, and he said length. The person right now that has the most length out of all of those guys that could be your backup for right tackle, that would be Matt Waletzko.
Yeah.
And I feel a lot more comfortable with Matt Waletzko coming in as an emergency right tackle than an emergency left tackle. So I think that's also what they're thinking. But if they did go with your plan by week one, I wouldn't trip, bro. I would rock with it. I'd be cool with it, because whatever order it's in, and I'm not trying to be right on everything, and I'm not trying to have all of my ideas is like the only idea. I really just want the best five to be as stable as possible. I don't care how they get it done.
Yeah. My plan is risky because of the unknown or the likelihood of Tyron going down. But I just feel like, man, he's such a proven player, bro. Like, to me, you got to show me. That's what I'm on that type of time. Like, bro, you got to show me, bro. You got to show me that he ain't good no more or he can't do it no more. But I kind of got mad a little. Not mad, but I was kind of upset when Zach didn't want to move to the tackle position because, bro, you good. We need help, bro. We need help, bro.
Right.
I'm sorry. I don't care how stubborn you want to be. I don't care about none of that, bro. We need your help. Like, bro, we was in dire need, and he was like, I ain't doing it. So I just didn't like that at all.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, and see, I'm glad that you have the courage to say that, because see, certain players, our fans don't never want you to speak honest about. Like for a while, you couldn't tell the truth on Witten. You couldn't. You couldn't talk about the toxicity trait of Witten, because then everybody would start, oh, Whitney's gold jacket, how dare you?
He can't do no wrong.
True. That's true what you said, which makes Tyler Smith's statement exceptional, the statement that he made last week, where he said, just tell me where to go and I'll go.
He said,
where point.
He said, point to
it. So he basically just letting everybody know that, hey, bro, I'm not in this for the money.
Yeah.
And I'm not even in this for the position that's going to make me look the best, because Zach Martin want to play guard because guard is where he's the best. But he also has the ability to play the tackles.
Yeah.
But the tackles will probably expose him a little bit more than that guard. He's way more ideal at guard than he is at tackle. He also did struggle some when he did play the right tackle. So he wasn't as smooth as what people said, which it was to a degree, to your point, selfish. It really was. Especially because you already paid, bro.
Yeah,
paid.
We needed him, bro. We was struggling at right tackle. And it was just like, bro, we need your help. And like, I heard people make some legitimate excuses, but I'm like, bro, I come from a football locker room, bro. I know how that goes. Like, bro, if we need you, bro, you supposed to do it. Like, it's like, right or wrong, boss. Like, am I right or wrong? If we need you here, bro, you supposed to fill that void, man. It's just supposed to go like
I definitely agree so.
Yeah.
Especially in his scenario where he was already enumerated. The bag of left guard has already been dished out to him. So at this point, where we need you, bro, we need you to be open and go. And we also heard that same complaint from Lael, that they were saying he don't want to play left guard. He thinks he's a right tackle. It's like, where y'all
get this entitlement from?
Where y'all get this new entitlement? And then why do fans co-sign it? Like, he doesn't want to move. It's like,
and then they get your quarterback hurt because people talk about they don't want to move. You know what I'm saying?
Like, now Lyle still outplayed you, bruh. And then this is the worst part that nobody was talking about during that time. Lyle himself basically said still outplayed him.
Yeah.
When he was coming back. He literally said, I saw the cohesion in the offensive line and I knew what's up. Meaning still took my spot.
He followed suit. He followed suit.
Because see, it was a lot of public hate on Steele. It was a whole lot of public hate on Steele that was just honestly unjustified.
Yeah.
And it was frankly a lie, bro. Like, I remember, like, I was, because Brian Broaddus, he has now admitted that he was wrong on Steele, but he was a major Steele critic. He was.
Yeah.
And I even sent him, you can go to my tweet, and he would ask questions like, what was happening in the first 7 games and why was we so successful? And I would send him the diagram from Next Gen Stats showing that all the success of the running game was coming from running to the right behind Steele and Zach Martin. Yeah. Like, Next Gen Stat literally has diagrams of every running play where you can see where the chunks was coming from.
Yeah.
And people with evidence, little diagram evidence, statistical evidence, like the production of Steele, the film of Steele, was looking right at it and saying, I don't see it. It was the craziest shit in the world. I was like, bro, like listen, I learned a whole lot about our community from the Steele versus Lyle debate. And I put this on Twitter and I meant it. I learned that a whole lot of people don't respect film like they say they do.
Yeah.
They don't. It's a whole lot of people that we all be pushing up and be like, oh, this person is the greatest and the smartest. And I'd be like, bro, no. It's a whole lot of people that go with what they hear over what they see.
Hey, man, film reveal everybody warts. Like, if you play football, bro, film day was kind of scary. You know what I'm saying? Right or wrong, boss. If you actually played football, bro, film day was kind of scary, bro. You
it was either scary or you couldn't wait to get another show out. You either was like, "Woo, man, let's watch this film."
I know I went off, but like,
I flipped him on that.
Look, one of them questionable days.
But then one of the plays, you be like, "Hey, I'm kind of sick."
Because that film tell you everything, bro. It tell you how much you care. It show how much effort. Like, any mistakes, any being relaxed, it's gonna tell every single thing. So you're right. And a lot of people, even the people that observe film, a lot of people, they do, they'll show what they like about the film. You know what I'm saying? They'll be like, look at this. Cause boss, we both do film, bro. Let's be real.
Let's do it.
If certain people wanna make a narrative, they can just cherry pick certain stuff. We know this. We both do this, bro. We can talk the talk for real. Let's be real. So, a lot of people, they just prove their own beliefs with the film instead of just letting the film speak for what it does. That's crazy. That's crazy.
That's crazy. You gotta hit your own organ on that.
That's crazy. Hey, you say I got
where your organ at?
That's the real. What people don't realize too, though, the stats is kind of similar too. That you can paint a different narrative. That's why real football people, we kind of call a lot of that stuff wee woo. From time to time, we be like, we don't want to hear that. We seen the game. Yeah. We see the tape. Like, we look at stuff like that. Because, like, you can paint your own narrative with the stats as well. That's why you think a lot of these people that's been brain controlled by a lot of these mainstream media people, that they quarterback is terrible and their team is terrible. They have stats that represent that, but they are only giving you the stats that's going to hate on your team. That's the point. Yeah. Like, it's stats that represent that in a great way. It's stats that represent this team and this coaching staff in a great way, but they gonna give you the bad stuff because they want to hate on your team. See, that's what a lot of people don't realize, boss.
I want to highlight Regina Green in your chat, and she said ego before team. See, that's a bomb. That's so right big. That's a bomb. You got it. Can we hit an organ on that real quick?
Yeah, she preaching. She preaching on that one. She preaching on that one. Because we didn't appreciate that. Because I ain't gonna lie, that left a bad taste in my mouth. Because I'm looking at it like, bro, you've been one of the longest tenured Cowboys. So, like, bro, you really supposed to be ready to fight and do whatever you got to do to get us this ring. For you to be
And
sitting back on your laurels, like, nah, I'm not.
I'm a
Nah,
guard.
bro,
I'm a
we
guard.
are in
Yeah.
need. We at war. You telling
Yeah,
me,
and for college to be like, I'm a tackle.
yo, look, we at war, boss, and you gonna tell me
Yeah.
I don't want that AR-15. Give me the other gun. Like, nah, bro, we need you to
And
do
that's
this.
why I'm liking these young bulls. I'm liking that Steele and them willing to do what it take. I'm liking that Tyler Smith in there, like, just point me where to go.
Yeah.
I ain't like these old dudes, man. Just point me where to go.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And see, let me kind of sit down and preach on what Regina said, too, because that ego before team is not only just them.
Fact.
That be us, too. That be us in the media. That be us as content creators.
Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of stuff that we do for ego. Like, so for instance, I'm going to tell you straight up, it's a whole lot of people that like Steele in 2021. It's because they initially bet against him.
Mm-hmm.
So a lot of people in a lot of different situations didn't want to just say, you know what, I was wrong. They didn't want to say that.
That's too
so what they did is they went to war against Steele, which was the better guy over Lyle, then go ahead and aligning themselves with what was actually what the film was saying. And see, I actually even had to do that. Mm-hmm. Like literally, I was literally saying wrong that Lyle was better. So then the OC and I used to do competition Tuesdays. And so then I said, let's break down the film and do a side by side. So then I was studying it, and the OC was studying it. And we came back, and we was like, say, bro, we've been saying it wrong because I'm seeing this different from the film, bro.
Yeah.
He said, you seeing what I'm seeing? I said, what you said? He said, still better. I said, oh, my God, I'm seeing the same thing. And I said, bro, we just got to come out and say it. And we went out and we both apologized. I said, hey, we've been telling y'all that Lyle was better. I said, we've just done a side-by-side, and I'm telling y'all, we go do this in front of the world. We go let everybody see this line by line. We not go cherry pick. We go show all their pass plays, all their running plays, and it's real clear who getting the best push. It's real clear who has the best feet work and a way bigger upside, and that's Steele. So we had to lower our ego for what was better for the team. You know what I mean?
Too.
We had to go out there and publicly say, we told y'all wrong. Yep. But see, a whole lot of people couldn't do that.
Yep.
They couldn't just go out and say, you know what? At first, I was thinking this, but actually is this. And see, that's why, and I mean this, that Steele debate on best five is the reason why I learned a hard lesson that a majority of people do not respect film like they say they do. And it's a majority. It's not even a minority. It's a majority.
One thing,
and I'm going to tell you.
Hold on. I'm finna piggyback off of it real quick. The one thing I think you might be missing is, bro, everybody can watch film. But if you don't know what you're looking at, it don't even matter, bro. You might look. Some of these dudes can watch it, but they don't even know what they see. So that's a part of it too. Like, you know what I'm saying? If you don't know what's going on, you can look at the film all day and not know what you're looking at. So that's a part of that casual film watching you're talking about too.
Yeah, and it's that's definitely true. That's definitely true.
Yeah.
And the last thing I'm gonna say about, this best five thing is, an ego is something that we all got to be careful about. Yep. And we all got to be watchful of, even in our own hearts. Because I'm going to give y'all another example to where people are not, in my opinion, really, truly talking about film. They're more so talking about feelings and what's popular. That Schoon pick at pick 58, I'm telling you right now, that it's a lot of exaggerations going on. And I'm going to break this down by the film. And see, this is one thing I'm never going to do. I'm never going to placate to what's popular. I'm not going to do that. Like, that's fake as hell to me.
We need that. Hey, man, that's a bomb. That's what we need.
Because who is the person that's going to really tell Schoon what he needs to work on if all of us is kissing his ass? Because I'm telling you right now, all this stuff all these people that's saying that he gets separation and all that with his routes, it's not true, bro. It is not true,
Oh
bro.
man.
Now, it is true about his blocking. His blocking is good. There are some games to where it was suspect, but it's way more good games than bad games. I'm gonna give him that on his blocking. But the exaggerations and the wee-woo on his ability to separate and stretch the field, I'm telling you, I'm gonna tell you right now, it's a lie, bro.
Oh,
And I'm gonna tell you right now, he can, but he is not gonna get there if we kissing his ass. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, if I was working with Schoon, I'm gonna tell you right now, we would make Schoon a beast. He needs to go work with the feet work king. I'm telling you right now. And those of us who want to win, go say that.
Wait a minute.
He is not a nuance at all. Bro.
Let me ask you though: is Landlord Wells the guy to get him right though? Because he is a good coach. So
no, he is.
So I that's why a lot of people, I believe they might be trusting in him to get this mold of clay and develop him
I ain't
right
hearing
the way.
That out there because they not saying that though. If they were saying that, I would be agreeing with them. They not saying that though, bro. I'm not hearing that in the streets. The streets are saying that he already coming in with that, and I'm telling people, no, he's not coming in with that. And I'm going to have to stand flat-footed and show people with the film, even though right now he's obviously already become a fan favorite and a pet cat to the nation. But it's like, nah, bro, sometimes we got to get out for this trying to be right bullshit.
That's Schoolboy Q too, man. Make sure you... and then... he ain't getting the nickname until he do something, right? Schoolboy Q.
But see, because my thing is, like, you right. If anybody betting on the soil of Landlord Wells, Coach Landlord Wells, and that environment with the seed of Schoonmaker coming together to end up being a good, strong plant, I agree with you.
Yeah,
okay?
that's what I'm hoping for.
Now, and that does make sense. That matched the track record of what happens with the tight ends under Coach Wells. I agree with that analysis. Yeah. That's why I gave him his long-term projection. I'm high on that, but I'm low on his contention for next year because he is not coming into the league with it right now. Now, that doesn't say that he can't develop it, but he sure ain't gonna develop it if we sucking up. He sure ain't gonna develop it if the nation is saying he's already what we need and he's gonna come in and make that impact right now. It's like, nah, I can't get better unless you tell me what I need to get better at. Period.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna just tell you is because he has the raw. See, the thing that I like about him raw wise is the 3-cone, right? Yeah, all those things that show that he has a foundation of having the ability to separate because the quickness in his 3-cone says that he can do it. But you have to build into your game the nuance, deception in your body language to get separation. Yeah. And I'm going to show that. I'm going to show that by the film. I'm going to show that he doesn't have it, but I'm going to also talk about what he can do to get it. Because I ain't going to complain and I tell you how to fix it, but I'm also more so saying I've learned that people don't watch film. People it's more talk than actually research in most of these communities.
Yeah, that's true though. Cause like you said, I'm not gonna sell you something I don't believe in ever. Nah, I stand on that, and I don't mind going against the crowd. And I think Miss Regina said this perfectly. She says to me that says a lot about how much you really want to win. We love this team enough to be the sacrificial lamb. We don't care. We don't care, and you can say what you want. It is what it is. We feel like we doing what's right for our team. So
that's it.
A lot of people look at it like hate and all this crazy stuff.
And negative.
We don't care.
Nah, bro.
We trying to win 6. We really trying to get that 6. We trying to do it by any means.
I can't placate to the crowd and then put ideas out there that's best for us at the same time. I gotta pick one. I gotta pick one. Landlord gotta pick one. Thanks. So Landlord coined something last week that I'm gonna stand by, that I'm putting my whole stamp behind this. Because at the end of the day, this is what Landlord said last week behind the scenes that I'm a campaign on this. That's why we need supporters more than followers and subscribers.
Man, hold on. Wait
and Landlord said that underground, and that's one of the biggest things I ever heard in my life.
Bring that back one more time. Because that's different, man. I think people need to understand. Because, a supporter, a follower, not a follower, what we said... So
you said this is what you said.
Yeah.
I'd rather have supporters than subscribers.
Facts.
Give me people that support the mission that we on, more than people that just want the content that we do.
Because a sub just sub because he might like something you said. A supporter supports your mission because he know you fighting for the truth, man. He know you fighting for the truth.
Hit that organ, bro. We need that organ on that, bro. Please.
Hit everybody. I'm about to hit everybody. Because that's real, man. That's real, man. That's
super real.
That's real,
super real.
Because I don't want people just saying, okay, yeah, do this and do that. And that's good. That's true. Man, we want supporters over subs, bro. We want supporters over subs because we gonna give y'all the truth. We gonna put our name on the line about the truth. Look, just like I commend Boss Cowboy, let me give you your flowers, sir, because you was one of the main people that was at Kellen Moore's throat. And then what happened? The boy got clipped. So that man took him on his. That took him. You had to put your name on that line. You understand what I'm saying? Because what if it would have went awry? You see what I'm saying? What if it would have went different? Well, now everybody pointing the finger at the wrong person and Kellen Moore is out, out for free. You know what I'm saying? Boss stamped that and said, hey, man, Kellen Moore is not the guy. He doing wrong stuff. He doing goofy stuff. And then look what happened after the end of the year. Because there was a lot of people talking crazy about us. Because I've been on his tail too. But I give Boss that credit because he went all the way. Boss went in on the boy.
All the time, bro.
Boss
like,
went
it was
in.
nonstop.
You know what I'm saying? Boss went in.
And see, people got to understand what we do when we take on those type of narratives. Because it's easy as a content creator to kind of ride the wave of what's popular and what's going to get us the subs.
Yeah.
It's easy to ride the wave. Like right now, the best thing to do if you're trying to grow is to be super Mr. Optimistic homer ass guy over every goddamn draft pick and every undrafted free agent. That's the best way to grow. This guy is the next Entitlement and Sue. This guy right here, he's the next Jerry Rice. This guy right
just
here,
hype everybody up.
This type of upside.
Just hype everybody up. And some people ain't willing to take that smoke. Some people ain't willing to stand in that heat. And we are. We willing to do it for y'all, man. We willing to do it for y'all. Like for real.
Yes. And I'm willing to do it for the Cowboys because that's why we doing this. We doing it for the Cowboys. And when we say supporters, it's really not supporting us, it's supporting the mission. We know y'all like us.
Yeah.
I know Landlord got a natural swag, man. His swag is authentic. He's a Southerner to the heart. So am I. So our swag enough is gonna have a magnetic effect to some.
Yeah.
But we also taking risks when we say sometimes the hard truths that people don't want to hear. Like being honest, bro, when I was going at Kellen Moore, I was going at Kellen Moore as we was 12-5, bro.
Yeah.
And that sounds to some people like you're crazy. I was going against a guy that had a system that was generating a number one to top 3 offense in terms of yards and sometimes points.
Yeah.
But that wasn't the key. The key was what was his system doing in big games. That's what you had to really break down. Was he figured out when it was the hottest? That was the key. I didn't care about that you ran it up on the Giants when they were super weak. I didn't care that you ran it up on a sorry team. What I wanted to see was what was you going to do and what was your system going to do in terms of common sense when we went into an informative opponent like San Fran or like Kansas City. And we would see real goofy stuff like the stars not being targeted. And so somebody had to say something about it.
Let me get this super real quick because you finna go in. I already hit. Shout out to Common Sense Lab with the $5 super. He says, subs like the content, supports super chat, and like all content, and trappingly make our voice matter. Hey, man. This is different, man. This is different. But, like, I do want y'all to realize, like, bro, and then support is not just monetarily either. You know what I'm saying? Support is pushing this stuff. Support is sharing. Support is liking and telling people about the content.
The Dallas Cowboys.
You know what I'm saying? We ain't only talking about monetarily. You know, that is a way to support. But also, the likes, the shares, and the comments, the engagement. That's another form of support. So when we say support, don't get it twisted. We need supporters over subs because our supporters know what we fighting for. Because there's a lot of fake foolishness out here that's been keeping us taking L's year after year. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of foolishness. It's a lot of wee-woo going on that we need to defeat. You know what I'm saying? So,
Facts.
Yeah, you're right. We gotta go hard at these boys, man. But
and
go ahead.
No. I ain't really had nothing else to that, man, because we really kind of got on the major soapback based on that best five.
Yeah.
But I'll say this on that best five, going back to just the best five, that's encouraging, Cowboy Nation. That's encouraging because at now this time it's about 3 to 4 times from very reputable people within the building that this is their ideal plan, and this is the way that they're going to more than likely try to go about facing those opponents that are going to be uphill middle opponents, like defensive, interior, true hard opponents. We do have an answer for. We're not completely goofy. So I was concerned with the goofiness when I was hearing about we have depth at guard. Because I was like, the depth is not the answer to what's coming. Jalen Carter is going to kill depth.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Milton Williams is going to kill the depth guys. Let's just be honest about that. Jonathan Allen is going to kill those depth guys. So we needed a real man in there. So the answer to what they're saying is that we have a plan to address men with men.
We got the coldest defensive tackle conference in the world, division in the world, look like. Dexter Lawrence, you got Jonathan Allen, you got Fletcher Cox and all these folks, man. We got some gangster defensive interior players, so we need to be strong with the K, like I say, in the middle of that O-line for sure. Yep.
Say you had some topics that about, I think you had Michael Gallup.
I got a couple of topics on here. We ran that other one so long, it was getting too good. I was like, hey.
Oh, my bad.
It was getting too good.
Oh, no, that other one was good. Let's go back to that one.
Which one?
We didn't talk about that Michael one. Ooh.
The Michael Gallup. Yeah.
Ooh, no. Not the Michael Gallup. The one about Micah Parsons.
Which one?
The B part. The B part of John Machota where he said Stephen Jones doesn't see Micah.
Oh, yeah, at the bottom.
Let's go back to that. We got to talk about that.
Yeah. So he says, doesn't see Micah Parsons' position at D-line / linebacker impacting his next contract. So Mr. Dollar Bill Jones is talking about money. That's the first thing he going to bring up. That's the first thing he bringing up is some money now. But he said, no, Micah is a great player. He's a great defensive football player. Whether he gets 10+ sacks a year at linebacker or defensive end, I don't think it's a big difference. Micah is kind of a hybrid player. That's what makes him great. He's versatile. And that's true, though. That's true.
Play anytime, anywhere with Lotto.com.
So what you think about, I think you got to read between the lines. And like I said, he started talking about dollar signs. That's all Stephen Jones talk about, man. And that's very discouraging, boss, when you think about it, man. Because other teams, they think about putting the best product on the field. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you got to, it got to sting your pocket sometime to get what you need. You know what I'm saying? You get what you pay for. And it seems like Stephen Jones is not willing to take that L, never, ever. Like it got to work in his bargain, in his budget. You know what I'm saying? So that's very alarming with him.
I'm gonna put it like this. I don't believe for a second that the category of whether he's a defensive end or linebacker is not going to affect him.
It's not a factor like he trying to sell.
Yeah, he trying to sell it like, we're not going to use that against him.
That's a setup.
But the whole time you are categorizing him as a linebacker / defensive end when a majority of his snaps showed that he played more defensive end. Yeah. So the production that we got so far out of him is from a majority of him playing that defensive end position. So I'm smelling wee-woo. And I'm already looking across the nation, and I'm seeing clearly what's going on, in my opinion, and I'm just keeping it 100. I'm already seeing journalists out here starting to defend front office method of how they trying to categorize him as both. And it's not surprising to me even more that even Dan Quinn came out there and just had to clarify what he is. Isn't that funny? Because it don't even make sense. It don't make sense to clarify. Think about it.
He kind of had to straighten him out. I ain't like that. Go ahead.
You see what I'm saying? Because don't you want people thinking the wrong thing?
Yeah.
So if I plan on him being a hybrid linebacker / defensive end, and my player go out there and say I'm a defensive end, well, yeah, I want that out there. Why? Because I want my opponents preparing for just a defensive end, not a combination of the two. But you just had to go clarify, didn't you, boss? You just had to. You just had. See,
he had to spank that wrist. He had to slap that wrist.
You just had to go put. He is. Let me tell you what his real name is. His real name is linebacker / defensive end. Why was that just so important? Yeah, and see this.
You can tell it was a statement too, though, boss. Because look, we know Mike McCarthy like to play everything close to the vest. So if you revealing stuff like that, you know it was an intentional message. Sit down, Micah. You've been a little too outrageous, sir. You're being a little too nefarious these days, Micah.
Where's your organ, bro? We need that organ too. We need all the buttons.
All the buttons going on. Like, he had to make that message heard. That's what that was. He made that message heard intentionally.
Message heard.
Yeah.
He made and hey, listen, y'all. Listen, I'm not a fly on the wall. I'm not a gnat flying around as they talking. But that has the smell of go get that message out there. You know what I mean? It has that smell to me. And then now all of a sudden, one of the major talking points that everybody want to talk about is what is his name? See, because names are important. Let's talk about names, right? Because names are very important, right?
Thanks.
See, because I got a real name that I very rarely use, and I should. Why? Because my brand name is important. Boss Cowboy Sports.
Absolutely.
That's important. Because see, if I'm trying to expand my reach, I need people to know Boss Cowboy Sports.
Thanks.
So if anybody trying to take a little dig at me, what they'll do is they'll come in and they'll call me my old nickname. They'll say, "Hey, what's up, Sly?" That was my old nickname.
Yeah.
Nah, but that nickname don't give me no kind of paper, no kind of views. So why you calling me that?
Yeah.
And you know better. So especially, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
If somebody else will come in and say, "Hey, Marcus," see, when you say that, I know you're not really for me because you're not respecting my brand, because my brand name is important.
Yeah.
And that's what Micah Parsons is saying. Like, calling me what I do mostly is important.
Yeah.
And call me by my name. I don't care that I play 20% linebacker. It's the fact that I'm 80% productive and feared coming off that edge. Call me by my name.
And you gonna play me 700 plus snaps at edge and then call me a hybrid. Cause that ain't much of a hybrid right there, man. Like, think about this. That's like, you know the hybrid cars, you know the ones that gas saving. That's like calling a Chevy with a tune-up a hybrid. No, it's a Chevy. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, switch the camera to you real quick, bro. I gotta turn on my fan.
It's a Chevy. So why are you trying to label him as a hybrid like that? You know what I'm saying? So that was a good analogy how you use the marketing strategies that people go by. Because like you said, your name is Boss Cowboy. And his name is Micah Parsons as a defensive end. He's made his name in the league as a defensive end. So you should respect that. You know what I'm saying? And
respect my name.
And like you said, the way you call names, like you said, Boss Cowboy is your brand. When people call you Boss Cowboy, they acknowledging the work you've done to build that label. You see what I'm saying? If they call you by your other name, that ain't respecting it. So that's the same thing far as Micah Parsons go. You calling him a linebacker, where he made his name at, boss?
Trap.
Where he made his name at? He made his name and his reputation in the league at defensive end, rushing the pass. Right. That's what he did. Right. So he like, oh, you playing with my work. They don't want to go to war with Micah
money.
Parsons, man. See, then look, you see how they do you. Ooh, this finna get real interesting. Listen to me now. Look how they do
I'm
you.
listening.
When they want to attack your boss, get what they do. They gonna
What's
send
that?
your homeboy, man. They gonna send your homeboy.
Trap. Not your homeboy.
They gonna send your partner, bro. Damn,
that's how they do.
Who Micah Parsons liked the most on this team? What he said when we drafted Micah Smith. DQ ain't gonna let me down. That's his partner. So when the powers that be want to send some messages to you, they sent this homeboy in there. Man, y'all better pay attention now. Y'all better pay attention.
I am.
Y'all better pay attention, bro. It's real. This is warfare out here, man. You gotta recognize it. You gotta recognize it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They sent his partner. Micah Parsons is very high on DQ. That's his boy. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then and DQ ended up being the hitman.
Yep. Look. DQ had the bigger side.
Wait.
Hey, wait a minute. Them folks brought DQ in the office and said, come here, let me holler at you, bro. Because look, think about it.
You got your man's out there talking about his defensive end.
Think about this, bro. Think about this. DQ is known as the players coach, right? The players love
players
DQ.
coach. Oh.
The players love DQ. The players ready to run through the wall for DQ. But they look like they said, hey, Mr. Dan, come, let me holler at you real quick, son. We need to get some straightening.
Trap.
We need to get some straightening, Mr. Dan. You gotta decide what side you on, sir. Because we need this message understood. Because Micah is becoming a problem. It look like, Micah's a problem, bro. He's a problem. He's a problem. So they made DQ pick a side, bro. They like, look, man, we know the players love you, all that, but hey, you work for us. You know what I'm saying? So we need you to do what we need you to do, sir. Come on in his office and straighten this boy out. You know what I'm saying? Come on in and let me straighten you out, man. But yeah, I thought that was an important observation, though.
Yeah. It don't add up. Like, we can keep elaborating on it, but it don't make sense. For you to be a guy that's built on stealth. Because I showed this week I showed where Dan Quinn and what he said after we lost to Washington.
Mm-hmm.
And he came out and he said, listen, y'all, I experiment during the year. I sometimes go out there and I go look at what people can do in certain situations. Sometimes I see that they can do it, and sometimes I come away disappointed. Mm-hmm. He said, but hey, that's my method, and I'm never going to be afraid to go with the unknown and play with the untested. I'm going to do that. So that made a lot of us understand his mad science approach. But the next thing that he said was key. He said, I now know that a lot of y'all want to know who that corner is going to be that's going to go out there. He said, I'm not going to tell you. Because he's a stealth guy, to your point.
Yeah.
And guess who ended up playing that Tampa game that none of us saw coming? None of us saw coming.
Shout out to Izzy. Yeah.
Shout out to Izzy. Yeah. Izzy came out there with showed that he does, to your point, move in stealth, right? So it doesn't add up for you to come out there and have to clarify. It does look like you was called to the office. Like I said, we not the fly on the wall.
Yeah.
We not the gnat in your food. So we didn't hear the conversation. But if I'm looking at these tea leaves, it doesn't add up to the pattern of who Dan Quinn is to have to go out there and be Mr. Let me set my guy straight guy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just, and I wanted people to really understand where we're coming from, because most people ain't gonna even say that. They could kind of brush that under the rug on what could be really going on. And this does look like some money position. It does.
Yeah. For sure. You said something, man. Like, that was a great way to look at it. Like, that's why, I had to get on my boss type vibes, the detective vibes. You got to read between them lines, man. Yeah. You got to read between them lines.
You got to read between the lines, man. Like, tea leaf interpretation is something that, like, I specialize in that. That's something that's my forte. I do
Facts.
also have some good news. I have a name now for the supporters and people that's in the chat of Boss Cowboy Sports.
Oh, let's
And I'm
get it. Let's get it. What you calling them?
yeah, I'm getting ready to debut
You
it
gonna
right
do it?
now.
Oh, right now. Okay. We got a
Right
trap
now
house
on Boss
exclusive.
Land. So yeah, so
We got a trap house exclusive, y'all. Let's get it.
Trap House exclusives, man.
Yes,
The
sir.
name of everybody that's in the chat, y'all are the executives.
Hey, that's fire
Y'all
right
are the
there.
executives
That's
because you
fire.
can't have a boss without executives. There's no such thing as a real company that got bosses without key executives.
Then
See,
you
because
got a
executives,
nickname for it, execs.
execs, right? So it's the execs. So everybody
Yeah.
that's in the chat, y'all the execs.
That's
When
dope.
y'all come to Boss Cowboy Sports, y'all the execs because execs' voice matter. Y'all not middle managers, y'all not frontline managers, y'all not ground workers. You're an exec. So an
That's
exec is somebody that go always have influence in an organization. So you can't have Boss Cowboy Sports without execs. Y'all the
Facts.
execs.
Facts. Those are the supporters, man. See, that was dope right there. That was dope right there, man. Yeah.
Pastor Tap say, call me Pastor Exec.
All right. Hey, man, don't
Pastor
play
Exec.
with them.
There it
Don't play
is.
with them. Yeah,
It's the
that's dope
executives,
right there.
man.
Yeah,
Yeah, man.
that's
Yeah,
what's
and shout
happening.
out, and that came from my boy Amp. Now it was some tough ones, man. Like I heard the No Wee Woo Clan. We still might do one with that one, bro. Because I love because that also kind of represent to me the people that follow my channel as well, man. The people that like my content are the people that just want the real.
Yeah.
So like I like to know Wee Woo Clan too. We gonna do something with that one, and I'm still open for all kind of ideas. But right now, the one that's the one that really spoke to my heart, and it came from my boy Amp. He's very genius and creative. He said, "Man, it's X." Like so, two people, man, that really do a good job, in my opinion, of coming out with fire, creative ideas to kind of make it hit home. I would definitely say you, Landlord, my boy Amp. I would also say Skywalk. I think Skywalk was real good
Sky
at really
creative too.
coining
Yeah.
like very bumper sticker type of sayings to where it's short, but you know what it means, you know. And I also put Rome in that category as well. Like it's certain people, they just got a real good knack for just kind of letting stuff hit home. So I appreciate all you creative people that help kind of grow some of the sayings that's in our community that's exclusive to us. The wee woo is exclusive to us. Nefarious is exclusive to us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's exclusive. We know what that means and we know where you got it from if you hear Nefarious. If you hear Slam Williams, we know that's talking about Landlord, talking about Slam Williams. There's certain things that's exclusive to our community. And I just appreciate all the creativity that comes from the chat, comes from the nation, and just how we work together to just create just real bumper sticker stuff that stick to who we are.
When you said something about Slam, bro, it was crazy because I had just dropped the video. And then, you know, the video had him slamming on there. I'm like, bro, you could just add an L to his name and you got Slam Williams.
Slam Williams.
It was just perfect. It was just perfect to me, man. So I'm like, man, Slam Williams. Then it's gangster too. You know what I'm saying? It's good and
all
gangster.
these dope sayings like flying the plane, like that's law.
That's law.
You know what I mean?
That's law.
Like, and it makes so much sense because see, all of us that's producers, if y'all saw what we go through behind the scenes, bro, when you see all the buttons that be involved with this and the soundboards, if I pulled up all the equipment that take to do this stuff, now we make it look easy because you see screens changing and all that kind of stuff, and you see sound effects. But if you knew what we had to do, you would say, damn, y'all offline planes. There's buttons everywhere around me. I got 4 screens in front of me.
Look, boss, you know, I was struggling for a while trying to get it right, man. My volume be messed up. My mic be too loud. People like, dang, Landlord, you too loud. I'm like, man, look, man, it's like 6 different volumes on this thing, man. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know which one is, going on, though, okay? So it took a lot of, you know, trial and error to get where we are right now. So, and somebody that does it as well as you, I know it took you a while too. So your stuff is top tier. So
bro. Before I even launched the first show of Boss Cowboy Sports, it took a 1.5 years of research.
Yeah,
real talk. Like the whole time I was on the West Coast, you know, shout out to West Coast. West Coast was, you know, helping me out. He would tell me certain people to go talk to. Say, go talk to my boy, producer G. He can help get you going. I'll give you the best tips I got. it's a lot of what we call being autodidactic. That's a self-learner. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's so much of that in this. And that's how you also know who always do well in this. You got to be somebody that's not afraid to just jump into things you don't know.
Yeah.
And just jump out there. That's how I knew Landlord was going to be a hit, because Landlord ain't afraid of nothing, man. Landlord, nobody, in my opinion, is doing a better job faster than you of upgrading your stuff. Like, you upgrade so good, so fast, bro. I'm proud of watching you work. It's beautiful, because I know the work it takes to make these changes. I was telling a lady friend that I'm just kind of messing with right now, just like she was trying to get in my life. I'm like, listen, baby, I can't just turn my ship like you can turn your job, baby. It don't work like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The people that like me, they expect to hear from me around 8 o'clock. And I'm not just going to turn that shit because you got a wink like at me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because, see, it just takes so much to turn and produce. So I'm just proud to see the work you doing, big dog. But, hey, you had something on that Michael Gallup, too, man. I wanted to get to that. That was
talking about, what he said he was sore. That's crazy. Because, that means that you was nowhere near the player that you wanted to be. You know what I'm saying? And that means you was playing scared. As a wide receiver, you need them limbs, man. You need your wheels. We call them the wheels. Your legs, that's very important for a wide receiver. And if you're not trusting it, like, come on. And I forgot to say, y'all had some one of your callers the other day had some shots at wide receiver. I meant to go. I wanted to go get at them, but one of your callers had a little shot. You know, I was watching in the background. I said, hold on now. But he was like, the wide receiver can't say nothing about the. I think that was my guy DP Johnson too. Yeah, shout out to DP Johnson. He be calling me too. But he was the wide receivers can't say nothing about Zeke. He was like, about Zeke. I'm like, bro, look now. We ain't tackling nobody. Look, we ain't tackling nobody. But we taking hits, though, from when I was playing. And you had to be tough to play wide receiver. Like, before they was doing all the, you know what I'm saying, the safe stuff and not no head contacts. They taking our head out going across the middle. You had to be a gangster to go across the middle at wide receiver back when I played. So, don't get it twisted now. Hey, we tough too. We up here taking hits defenseless. You know what I'm saying? So, but I understood what he's saying, though. He was absolutely right. We ain't tackling Zeke. You know what I'm saying? So, but we are taking big time hits, though.
Especially when you was playing, it's a case that could be made that receivers is actually the toughest guys on the field.
Man, they were taking our head out going
when
across
you
that
was
middle.
Playing. It's a little bit different now because they protect them a lot more with the rules in the modern NFL. But yeah, I think he
DP
was
in here. They on my guy.
Oh, DP in the bed. And so,
but look,
I
DP,
think what he was referring to,
what
I think he was referring to is the toughness of Zeke, which was also extraordinary. Like, I don't think he was more so slamming receivers, but he did put your name in the door. He said the receivers. Yeah.
I was tripping.
And then to be honest, because I played defense.
Yeah.
It's a certain type of, let's be honest too, Landlord, it's a certain type of earned reputation on most receivers.
Yeah, for sure.
Pretty boys.
Yeah, they divas. It's a lot of stuff.
Don't want no contact. They ain't gonna do the hard job of blocking. They ain't gonna lay nobody out.
Yeah.
That's why when you see one that actually does it, you got respect for them.
Yeah.
Because you hardly ever see it. And I think that's where DP coming from.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
but I had to rep for the people.
You ain't got no choice.
Yeah, you
when
ain't
you a linebacker.
Yeah.
You ain't got no choice. You gotta go in there in them car accidents every play.
Yeah.
When you a corner and a running back like Henry is get a toss and they set that edge and you gotta get them on the ground. We all know on defense that day is coming. You know what I mean?
As a wide receiver, you one of the smallest ones. You ain't bigger than all these people. Like, far as size-wise, the linebacker bigger than you. The safety might be your size.
Want some G out of you. We still want G because we don't care about size. Because me and you, I guarantee, played with guys that we knew was undersized, but they had hearts of kings.
Them be the I said if you smile, that means you coming with it. You know what I'm saying? You coming with it.
I had a guy I played with named Raul. like the OC said himself, as somebody who played every position on the offensive line except center. He said it was only one dude who rung my bell my whole career, and this dude's name was Raul. He was 160 pounds, and he played linebacker.
He probably underestimated him, didn't he? He underestimated him.
No. This dude was just a killer, bro. He was just... Bro, and like I was a dude that played corner, and I loved him, bro. He was a demon, bro. He was just fearless, dog. And he was 160, a walk-on, and he would lay balls out, and he was 160.
Hey, DP so that's why everybody got. That's Hines was one of the toughest receivers we ever seen.
Yeah,
that boy
Hines
knocked your chin scrap off. Yes.
Yeah, and then I used to love how T.O. used to block. Yeah, like T.O. was very unselfish when it came to blocking. He would run all the way downfield, sprint 60 yards downfield to clear the last blocker for his running back. Like
I was just telling you from a receiver perspective, bro. Going across that middle, I had you having nightmares back in them days because they letting you have it. Real
talk. And I ain't mad at you defending your clan. You know what I mean? Because I'm a corner. I'm going to defend the corner clan. Like if I feel like anybody misspeak on my clan, I got something to say.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and then I respect that you was a glue-handed receiver that had to go against their receiver. So when you one of them guys, I definitely got respect for you. But it's a little bit of truth that it's some devious in your group.
It's definitely true. But look, the only thing about it is when you're a receiver, you have to have the mindset like, bro, that's what I tell my sons and stuff. I'm like, look, you're going to get hit anyway. So you might as well catch the ball. You know what I'm saying? Like, you don't want to get hit and then still drop the ball. Like, you just got hit for no reason. So
I like the receivers that take hits to get up talking. I love that. See, and then, receivers, the one thing about receivers is the position that can actually truly change the whole tone of a game. Like when y'all are dogs, it literally raises the whole team. Like the leader of our team was a receiver named Tank, bro.
Yeah.
And we loved him at U of H. We loved him. Why? Because he was 190 and he would go crack back linebackers that weighed 240 with no fear.
He going at their neck.
And then like who somebody said, I can't remember, but it was somebody that said it on my channel. But it's like when you see somebody on offense, I think it was DP. Like when you see somebody on offense lay somebody out, like Zeke was doing, the whole D be like, nah, man, Tank just laid that dude out. We got to go set that tone too. You know what I mean? And just from seeing it, it'd be like,
it's time. Next. We finna go crazy.
It's our time now. We got to go lay some bodies out too. You know what I mean? Because I see my boy out there being fearless. You know what I mean? My boy out there 190, just trying to spring his running back by crack back and big old linebackers. And all the linebacker got to do is see you, and he's supposed to kill you just on what I would call the physics of difference. You know what I mean? Like the physics. He 240, run 4.4, you 190, run a 4.5. He's supposed to run through you.
Yeah.
On physics.
No LBs. You said Dez Bryant a dog. Man, you know Dez was a bully. Dez was a bully, bro. He bullied.
He was somebody that ignited the whole team. It's because the example of you guys, like when you guys going out there laying it out, taking hits, getting up, like, man, you ain't do nothing. Oh, you know what I mean?
You know somebody who do that.
Let's go.
Listen, I told y'all, I had to be honest. I thought CeeDee Lamb was like on some pretty boy vibes at first. I had CeeDee all the way messed up, bro. I had CeeDee all the way messed up. Man, I just got to seeing, watching them more. I said, man, CeeDee about that life, bro. CeeDee about that life. He get up and talk his tough every time. CeeDee ain't playing, and he ain't scared of contact. So CeeDee Lamb is one of them guys too. Real talk.
Yeah, and somebody, Eric Black, said this, and I think this is true. He said, I always said special teams set the tone. That's true. That's true
too. Yeah. You need somebody to go knock somebody's head out. Yeah.
And they set the tone in a lot of different ways too. Like if they block a kick, eruption. You know what I'm saying? If they, when special teams make plays, if they switch the field, you know what I mean? They don't even got to run it back. They just can get you a 60. It ignite everything. So
get you a fumble or something.
Special teams first.
Yeah.
Then I would say receiver second in terms of who can like ignite the team.
Then probably running back. Cause running back,
And then running back,
cause they land people out like, that
when
gonna
you
set
see
the
a
tone.
physical running back, you go. That's going 19 too. So like, no, that's real.
Yeah,
it's so. But that thing about Michael Gallup that you brought up has a lot of to it that I think maybe we need to kind of delve into.
yeah. Go ahead, and get it to him.
Because that thing about Michael Gallup, because everybody focused on the fact that he said he coming in smiling and that kind of stuff, which obviously we happy to see you smiling and all that kind of stuff. But it also goes to show you the level of goofy that we was on in front office to even believe that he could be a substitute for Amari Cooper. So, like, I can focus on the fact that he better, or I can focus on the reasons why we need to always keep our eyes open with front office and not fall asleep in the off season.
Can you hold that thought 1 second? I gotta ask you this. So, with us being football guys, don't forget your point. Do you think that was Michael Gallup, or do you think that was the front office? Because that gotta be a question asked. Because if Michael Gallup knew he was hurt this whole time and shooed them away like I'm good, that's on MG. But if it was the other way around, the front office was aware of how he feeling and they still put him in that position, that's on the front office. So which one we don't know, but which one you think was more likely? You know what I'm saying?
99% front office.
You think front office pushed them?
99% front office.
That's goofy.
And let me tell you why I say that is goofy that they did that, because, and the reason why I say 99% front office is because the projection of when they wanted him returned was already a projection that was a record-breaking projection. You see what I'm saying? So when you basically saying, I expect you to return at the same time that Adrian Peterson returned, which was the formal record of somebody returning.
Everybody know AP was a freak anyway. So what,
right.
What you doing that
for? I'm saying? So it shows that they was forcing it and pushing it. Yeah. And remember that they was talking about that he'd be ready week 1, and what did they say? What did he say? I don't know. Like,
and he was talking about some mental stuff too. He was like, man, my mind went right about it. Like, he was talking about stuff like that too.
That showed that they was pushing it, bro. The fact that they was talking about week 1 and he had to be the one to say, no, bro, no.
Yeah.
Like, he had to be the one to say, no, I ain't going out there week 1.
Yeah.
Because it shows you that they was pushing it. And the only thing that he had the pressure on was to perform to this contract that they threw at him. And this is why I also say it was 99% front office, because Stephen Jones came out himself and said that we wouldn't have been able to pay Michael Gallup if we would have paid and kept Amari Cooper, which says what? They picked Gallup over Amari Cooper. They clearly said it. When you say we couldn't have paid, so you had an option out the two, and you decided to go with the guy that was off a fresh ACL injury. You decided that front office. Yes, it would have been hard and it would have seemed cutthroat to say, oh man, damn, our receiver hurt his leg at an inconvenient time, so we got to go with the healthy guy because this business is kind of cutthroat and hard and we got to make hard decisions. No, they didn't do that. They went with the son and they got rid of the bastard, which lets me know that it was them, bro.
Do you think I was about to say our good friend, but our op, Mr. Dollar Bill Jones, was being cheap? Or what do you think he was evaluating Michael Gallup as a better option than Coop? Because I think it's all surrounded by him being just a cheap old guy. I can't stand it either, man. You know what I'm saying? I can't stand it. I think that cheapness gets you in so much trouble, you know? Because, like, even in life, you get what you pay for, man. You know what I'm saying? You get what you pay for.
I think with Stephen Jones, he falls at my entrepreneurship professor, because I graduated from an entrepreneurship program at the University of Houston. So most of my professors was executives and stuff like that, and people that ran multi-million-dollar businesses in that program, right?
Yeah.
So some things you never forget on some of the stories they would tell you. And one of my professors, Ken Jones, sold one of his businesses, multi-millions of dollars. So I'm not saying this from this, basically what I'm getting ready to say coming from the shoe salesman. No knock to shoe salesman. I'm just, so I just want to get a background of what he used to say. And he used to always say, don't be that person that fall in love with your own idea.
Mm-hmm.
He used to always say that. And that's what I see with Stephen Jones is he has a philosophy, this our guys philosophy, which we heard echoed through Will McClay about 2 weeks ago, where he said, if we pick them, we got to play them. See, that's a philosophy.
That hurt.
See,
that hurt.
That hurt.
Yeah.
So basically, if they draft you or you come in as one of their undrafted free agents, they go try to find a way to use you because in their minds, to your cheat point, it plays into the long-term strategy of being able to develop these guys, right? And which helps you with your budget savings into the future. So we have to, in their minds, commit to these picks. But see, what happens is when you fall in love with that, you start over pushing that ideal and forcing it to where you have an obvious choice between one of the guys that you drafted before and was developing in Michael Gallup versus one of the guys that came in from the outside, which is Amari Cooper. But because you're trying to force this idea that you're in love with of developing your own guys, you over forced it and then you picked the wrong guy on a contention year. That's what I think is going on. I think it's a combination.
We had a semi characteristic of doing that too. Like paying guys that we consider our guys, but they was usually over market really. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We gonna just hold on. Our guys, we always
guys.
made that joke. Our guys philosophy. So sometimes that our guys get you in trouble. Yeah.
And you can see the trait of it, and it's ways to overcome it. It is ways to overcome it because, see, Curse is a bastard, but Curse is living his best life here. I think what you have to do if you go come in as a bastard, you have to rock the crowd.
But
that's the one thing.
He living his best life, but he didn't get no bag for real though. But go ahead.
They played like a bastard.
They played him on the bag though. Yeah.
Which is my point.
Yeah.
He still got that bastard treatment. He didn't get treated in the way that they was negotiating his contract as if he was valued. They treated him like he was expendable.
Yeah.
They did, to your point. See, and that's an excellent point you made. So he rocked the crowd, and still the only way he came back was on a $5 million per year contract, which cursed leadership to this team is worth way more than that, and his play to this team is worth way more than that. Yes, he did. You're right. He got that bastard treatment too. Fowler got that bastard treatment. Kennedy got that bastard treatment. Like, how do you have 6 interceptions in training camp in a short period of time and you don't move up at all? At all. How can you be like Fowler, who was literally the most efficient in terms of snaps to sacks, snaps to pressures, snaps to hits, everything? Fowler was the most efficient, and he didn't even have an uptick in his snaps. It's because we have a cultural problem in
that
Dallas.
Our guys' mentality screwed us.
Our guys' philosophies. Yeah, and see, we got to be the people that call it out, though, because if we too friendly and we sucking up to the front office because we want to be optimistic in the offseason, these are the type of things, in my opinion, that can cost you a championship. Because, see, yes, we good at winning 12 games. We are now good at making the playoffs. But when you trying to win a championship, you got to be, in my opinion, greedy of all gains that move you closer to that. That's why I was greedy about Lyle versus Steele. That's why I was greedy about getting rid of Kellen Moore. Because you got to be looking under the hood and looking at all the details. Because when you go face San Fran, they doing that. When you go face Kansas City, they doing that. So you can't come to them with less than that or they can whoop your ass.
Look, I think this is a good way to talk about it, too. Because I think the Cowboys suffer from that our guys philosophy, but at the same time, you remember I sent you a super one day and said they got that draft hubris. So that means they overconfident in what they can do in the draft. And we love the draft. We know they got a proven track record. But those are two things that they battle with. So that's why, even though they on that our guys philosophy, they will also let a player like Cedric Wilson go, knowing that Michael Gallup was hurt, because they feel like they could just replace him because they so magical in the draft. You know what I'm saying? It's kind of like a battle, tug-of-war battle between the our guys and the draft hubris, because they always feel like, hey, we can replace you, sir. You know what I'm saying? That makes you undervalue people. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we can just replace you. Yeah.
Yeah, it is that draft hubris, and to be honest, they're so successful at it, which gives them that hubris.
Yeah.
Because if we go down the line, they have successfully replaced everybody.
Yeah.
They replaced Sean Lee.
But
They
it messed
replaced
you up
Romo.
sometimes.
They
That's the
replaced
only
Murray.
thing. Like,
They replaced Dez.
yeah.
They do.
They messed
do
up
a
with
good
Toba.
job.
That's the only
Yeah,
thing. They messed up with
And
Toba.
I don't think they messed up with Tolbert. I think they got Tolbert right. I think Kellen Moore messed up Tolbert.
Well, I'm talking about in regards of him replacing the production. That didn't work out. Because they thought it was going to, that's what I'm saying.
They thought Kellen Moore
I thought
and him together was going to be able to make up for it, but they overestimated the complicated system of Kellen Moore to a new odd receiver. Because see, with the point that you're making is a key point, because people might not notice, but Tolbert only really been playing football for 5 years. No, for like 6 years before he was drafted. So he wasn't even like us who've been playing football since we was in the 7th grade, and some of us 5th grade, 6th grade, 10, all of that. He was somebody that picked up football late in high school.
Yeah.
So when you throw in all these complicated terms and how to read an NFL defense at a new odd receiver, he couldn't make that transition.
See, I'm still high on Toba. I think Toba finna go
Me
off.
too.
But I'm just saying.
I think Toba finna go all the way
real
off.
talk. I really do. But I was just wanted to make that point. That's mismanagement on the front office aspect, because they put him in a position thinking that he was finna replace all of this production. And that was an experiment, like you say. Shout out to Boss Cowboy Sports. That was a Stephen Jones experiment that didn't work out. You see what I'm saying? So,
and that's why we got to keep our eye on this left guard, and that's why I refuse to be Mr. Pie in the Sky ass optimist dude. I'm not gonna be that dude.
Man.
It's too many times. It's too many times that they have let us down with a goofy idea that we all saw coming. You know what I mean? So it's like I vowed that this year I wasn't going to be quiet and look at a potential receiver by committee happening at guard committee. Like, I can't be loyal and not call out stuff that could be a potential risk to 6. I just can't.
Eric Black asked a decent question, though. He said, do y'all think DQ is trying to change that?
That's a good question. I'll say this. I think the culture right now is giving us a small window for us to get it done, because it does look like front office is doing a better job this year of taking their hands off the wheel. Mm-hmm. Like, to where they look like, and shout out to front office for this, because when I get on them, I need to be further than them as well.
True.
It looked like that they really did learn their sins from Kellen Moore and said, we don't want to do that again, because we was too involved in the management with Kellen Moore, to where we forced Kellen Moore on Mike McCarthy. And that was something that got in the way of our contention window these last 2 years. So we're going to make the adjustment. We're going to pull back. We're going to let you coaches call the plays, which is something they didn't let Jason Garrett do. Right. So that showed that they pulling back, right? Mm-hmm. And so same thing with Dan Quinn, the same thing with them going out and get the Mozzie pick.
I was just about to say that. Yeah, that's a representation right there too. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a representation of change. That's a representation that they are taking their hands off the wheel some.
Relinquishing so that's power.
Yeah, they are relinquishing power, but it's like you still gotta
get out the way, basically,
and keep your eyes on them. That's what I say. Our job as independent new media people is to really just keep our eyes on it, because see, the traditional media is generally not going to call this type of stuff out. They're not going to be blatant. A few of them will, but most of them will not. So I think we got to continue to just apply the pressure to where we see a potential sign of receiver by committee trying to emerge an ugly head into our contention window. And it could be coming in the form of guard by committee. So it's one of those things that I think we all got to maintain our vigilance on some of the goofiness that could try to sneak in. But to that question, yes, I think Dan Quinn and more so Mike McCarthy has been the best leader against that change. Not even Dan Quinn. The best leader against the change has been Mike McCarthy. The person that was taking the public shots at Kellen Moore from the season was Mike McCarthy, not even Dan Quinn.
Man. Hey, give Big Mike his props, man, because I don't think enough people do that. That's why on my platform, I make sure I give that man his props, bro, because I remember them days where his team wasn't represented right. You know what I'm saying?
Nope.
Like, this man doing a lot of good things over here, and you still hear people taking shots at him. So I just want to make sure I'm glad that it is some people out here putting emphasis on that. Like, Mike McCarthy is doing some good things in Dallas, bro. He is. You know what I'm saying?
One of the biggest speeches that Stephen Jones talked about, and he was taking a quick shot at Kellen Moore too at the end. He was talking about the conversations that he was having with Mike McCarthy about how to close our games and just kind of like the identity of our team. And he said he was looking out there and not seeing it. Who was he taking a shot at? Kellen Moore. So you like the behind the scenes work that Mike McCarthy had to do to get Jerry to see Kellen Moore is genius. And that's why one of the best coin statements came from Landlord, where you call Mike McCarthy a what? A boss.
Boss. I call him Mike Soprano. That's a done
Mike
right
Soprano.
there.
Like, he'll get you hit.
Yeah.
And see, to get you hit, see people sleeping on how big it was to get Kellen Moore hit.
Yes. I ain't even think it was gonna happen. Just being real.
Too.
I thought they was gonna do some wee woo and screw Mike McCarthy. That's what I really thought. I really did. Mike McCarthy pulled something out the hat, didn't he, boss?
He sure did.
Yeah.
And it shows you the political savviness. That's why we got to be real careful that we don't just jump on Dan Quinn sack too fast. Because, see, Dan Quinn might not have the emotional and the political intelligence of Mike McCarthy.
Yeah.
You have to have a certain amount of savviness to navigate the politics of the Dallas Cowboys. And
hey, wait a minute. Say that again, man. Because I don't think people be understanding this stuff. Go say that one more time for me, boss.
You have to have a certain type of savviness to navigate the politicalness of the Dallas Cowboys. You do.
You got to be a special dude, man.
You got to be special, bro, because see, you got to know how to keep everybody together, but yet throw people under the bus when necessary at the same time.
Hold people accountable.
Hold people accountable. That's why, remember when we lost to Tampa, that's when he came out with that perfect pitch tone, and he was speaking against Kellen Moore, and he was saying, I have never been a fan of these option routes and all that kind of stuff. That was the pushback that was necessary, but he had to also perfectly time it and allow that young bull to fall on his sword in his face.
Look where he navigated already. He navigated that situation. He navigated Jerry Jones talking about putting another coach in here. He navigated that gracefully. Like, man, and won your 12 games back-to-back years. Man, Mike McCarthy is different, bro. Y'all better quit playing with that boy, man. Because, look, in the other coach, you remember back in them other years, man, we'll be like, oh, all the toxicity in the locker room and in the fan base in the front office, oh, that's why we couldn't win number 8 games. We used to say stuff like that. Oh, it's the front office fault. We got the same toxic front office, and Mike McCarthy done turned this team up, man. I think y'all need to change the way y'all look at Mike McCarthy. A lot of people look at him like goofy and stuff like that, man. Y'all asleep. Like, Mike McCarthy is a done, bro. Like, real talk.
He's a done. And I love that saying. It's a perfect metaphor for what he is. He's a done.
Facts.
Like, it's very mafia. It's very mafia style. Just very smart, man. Like, see, I think people might be sleeping on what you just said when how he countered perfectly when Jerry came out there and was bragging on that he offered Dan Quinn the head coaching job.
Yeah.
Man, you please go do your research on how Mike McCarthy handled that. That was like
graceful,
intelligent, media savvy. Like, he went to Rich Eisen.
Mm-hmm. And walked.
You know it's gonna get out when they go to Rich Eisen.
Walked that tightrope and came out unscathed. That boy ain't no joke, boss. I'll tell you.
And then all of a sudden, Rich Eisen had the question, "Hey, what's your thoughts on what Jerry just said?" You know,
he said he had a man-to-man talk with. Hey, Jerry playing with people that rock with each other for real. You see what I'm saying? Whoa. Dan Quinn, like, bro, Dan Quinn so real. That's why I rock with DQ. Dan Quinn said, man, I had to come to Mike McCarthy like, hey, man, look, If you want me to leave, I'll leave, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can't mess with nobody. You can't mess that bond up when them boys on the same accord for real. You can't do
They
that.
almost did, though.
You can't use that leverage. You can't use that leverage on people that communicate for real. You see what I'm saying?
See, Mike McCarthy is the real reason Dan Quinn is here.
Yeah.
Because Dan Quinn literally went to Mike McCarthy and said, hey, man, I'm not liking this noise I'm hearing. Do you want me to go take these jobs? Meaning it was teams that offered him the job and was waiting on his response.
Yeah.
See, think about that, bro. Think about that.
Yeah.
He said, bro, do you want me to take one of these jobs? He basically, it was job offers and he was just waiting to hear from Mike. And so Mike came to him and he said, listen, bro. He told him straight up, he said, man, when I was younger, I would have said, hey, man, get up out of here. This is
hey, that's so real to me. That's so real.
That's so real. But he said, hey, man, but we know we need you. We know how important you are to this team. And I want you to stay. And let's ride this out and let's try to win this championship. Man. It was Mike McCarthy that talked Dan Quinn into staying because Jerry Jones running his mouth literally almost ran off Dan Quinn just because he was being messy, mad at that playoff loss.
Man, see, and
then we over here talking about Dan Quinn like he should be the next man up. Let me tell you what should really happen. What should really happen is Mike McCarthy whole clock should be reset.
Yep.
So if you gave him a 5-year contract,
wait a minute. I said this too. Bro, we be on the same page without even talking about this stuff. I said the same exact thing, but I said in a perfect world, Mike McCarthy really deserve a whole clean slate. For real.
Clean.
But they ain't gonna give it to him. They ain't gonna give it to him.
They should give it to him.
Shout out to Stargazer Sports in the building. What's going on?
What's up, baby?
She said Mike Soprano with the brown liquor. Yeah, and my dog HTM in this thing. Hey, I like the brown liquor just fit well with that there too, Star. Hey, that might be the official emoji for Mr. Mike Soprano, man. That might be the official emoji right there. Because that brown liquor, that's that boss talk right there. You know
Landlord, also, I got to get that haircut at 1, so.
Yeah, we out finna just get ready to wrap it up, man. But it was such a good show. We got a little over.
Yeah, we did. We won.
I really enjoyed this one, man. But make sure you tell the people where to find you at, boss.
Man, Boss Cowboy Sports, man, and shout out to all the executives in the chat, man.
Yes, sir.
That's the new name for everybody that's in the chat that follow Boss Cowboy Sports, even though we're not streaming right now to Boss Cowboy Sports. I will restream this later. So this is, because, the 8 o'clock slot is a different slot to people that follow the Boss Cowboy Sports. Shout out to all the people that's built us into their 8 o'clock schedule. So I'm going to continue to honor that by having an 8 o'clock slot. Also, me and Henny will be doing something in the near future. We still just trying to schedule that. I'm excited about that, to be breaking into the group. That's a good alliance. I love this group. I love the West Coast alliance with Henny, with Landlord. I love just that the type of flow that all you guys have and the differences of what y'all bring to the nation. So I just love also the organic way that we all continue to do content.
I appreciate that too, man.
And I think it's magical. I love the magic between the West Coast and the South. Yeah. It's a beautiful thing when we come together. It's always natural for the West Coast, Arkansas, Texas, Alabama. It's just a certain kind of, I don't know, it's just a natural flow. It just always feels natural, man. So y'all continue to follow Boss Cowboy Sports. As y'all can see, we are definitely wrapping up content. Yeah. And we're going to continue to do that, man, and make our voices matter, man. So we love you executives, and let's keep it going.
Shout out to Mickey with the $5 super, man. She said she just got our work catching this fire at Ish. About to hit the rewind.
What's up, Mickey?
Hey, man, shout out to Mickey, man.
Mickey got them big old calves. She out there working, delivering that mail. She got these big old calves.
Mickey, look, it's some people that deserve their flowers too, man. Mickey always showing love to everybody.
Yeah,
so we appreciate you, man.
Yeah, much love, really Mickey. Much love.
Shout out to everybody that do support us, and support the content. But, you know, I go by Landlord from Alabama. Your plug for everything about America's team. AKA.
It's me, I'm him, I'm not them. I'm him Jones, I'm him Duncan.
Him Duncan. And, you know, I know y'all were hating on me. Look, I know y'all were hating on me from afar, boss, because you seen my Spurs get that number 1 pick. Now, I know y'all were hating on me now. I know y'all were hating on me now. It brought a couple gangster tears to my eyes, man. I couldn't believe it. But yeah, we coming, and we will be back, you know what I'm saying? But I had to flex that. I ain't saying that about that. I had to put that in there. But man, I appreciate everybody, man. This was a great show. I had a good time with my brother Boss Cowboy Sports. And man, y'all make sure y'all keep supporting, man. We gotta keep doing this. I think this was a great show, and we need y'all to support it. But y'all already know what time it is, man. Y'all gotta holler at me, rock with me. Y'all enjoy the rest of y'all day, man. Let's get it. You already know. Shout out to you, Boss Cowboy, man.
Shout out to you, man. Much love, bro.
Already. You know we gonna spin that block back next week. I hate it for y'all. Y'all gotta wait a whole nother week for this. You gotta wait a whole nother week. That's crazy. But y'all know, man, we appreciate all the love and support, man. Y'all turn it up. You understand? Look at Tata with the hate on at the buzz. You was look. Wait a minute, Tata, you were hating on Twitter, sir. But y'all already know, man. Like I say, 1K, one love, Cowboys Nation. Let's go.